There is nothing worse than having a missed mic cue in your production. Stay tuned because in this video I'm going to show you how you can avoid these mistakes in your next production. Hello, I'm Jordan with Theater on the Rock, and today I'm going to show you what I do in my productions to avoid missed mic cues during shows. There is nothing worse than having an actor say their lines or do their solo and then not come through on the PA. Make sure to stay tuned to the end of the video for an extra tip, and if you're new, I hope to earn your subscription today. Alright, my first tip is preparation. You need to make sure that you or your sound tech is going through that script and writing down every entrance and exit for every character. This is going to play into you making a mic plot, which I will talk about a little bit later. But there are going to be hundreds of cues, and so it's very important that you or your tech director is going through with a pencil and marking all of those different cues in their script. My second tip kind of leads off that first one, to where you or your tech director needs to create a mic plot. What a mic plot is where you're going to have your list of characters along with your list of microphones, and then you're going to assign those microphones to your characters, and then you're going to list which ones are on for each page or for each scene, depending on how detailed you want to get. This is going to help you out immensely with the programming aspect of this further on in my list here. If you don't know what a mic plot is, I will have a sample mic plot in the description below, so be sure to check that out if you're not sure what a mic plot is. This next tip I think goes overlooked way too much. You need to make sure that you or your tech director is scanning for new interferences for the week of your performance. It's always changing and there's always new interferences that come up. And so it's important that we make a scan during the beginning of Tech Week and redeploy our entire wireless infrastructure, because that will help us to avoid dropouts for the week. And dropouts mean missed mic cues, so we don't want to have those problems during performances. If you don't know how to do that, just refer to your guys' owner manuals on whatever manufacturer you have for your microphones, and it will show you how to scan and redeploy based upon that scan. For my next tip, I want to say to use your digital boards to your advantage. There is so much opportunity there to avoid missed mic cues. You have the ability to make snippets or snapshots or scenes or whatever, depending on the different manufacturers, they call them different things. But inside those snapshots or scenes gives you the ability to turn on and off different microphones, deploy different EQs, different effects, all of this stuff, making it easier for you or your tech to operate different cues for different entrances and exits. So you have to use your scenes. Your sound tech should program all of your cues into your soundboard, into different scenes and snippets. So if you have 140 different mic cues for the duration of your show, then you have 140 different scenes or snippets in your board. And now I'm going to give you a way to operate that to where you're just hitting a go button to operate through different cues. There's a way to do this with a MIDI controller called a Go Box. I'll have a link in the description below for the Go Box that I use during Tech Weeks, so it's tried, it's true, it works great. It'll even work with QLab and lots of other different programs. Depending on the type of soundboard you have, you're gonna have more or less features in those scenes or snippets. But regardless, you should have your sound tech creating cues for every single mic cue. That way, once you program a Go Box to it, you are just hitting a button and it's cycling through those different cues. You can even take it a step forward and have some basic mixes for those big group numbers already queued up based upon previous performances, so that the mix is very close to what it's going to sound like during a performance with after final adjustments. Make sure that your tech director is making those sound cues into the board so that there isn't any remembering who's going to come on stage at different points. It's just the hitting of a button and following along in your script with all of your different audio cues. If you happen to be using a Behringer X32 or one of their newer mixers, there is a program that I would highly recommend. It's called X32 Theater Control, and it will save you a vast amount of time when programming these different things. So you can do all things from DCA groupings, effects, EQs, and lots of other things right into that program, so you can program from anywhere. It's very easy to edit. If you've used the X32 before, then a frustration is that you can't insert snippets. with X32 Theater Control, that software, you can do that very easily. So be sure to check that out. I'll have a link in the description below for that. Now here's my bonus tip for those of you that stuck it out to the end. Something that also goes unnoticed that can play a huge factor into the quality of your guys' microphone output is going to be properly gain structuring the packs of your microphones. A lot of people put packs on people and then adjust just the gain structure at the board. And what that can do is end up having what's called clipping at the actual pack and not at the board, to where you think everything's fine, but you're still ending up with that weird raspy sound or unclear sound. And so I would encourage you guys, make sure to adjust those gain structures at the pack for each actor, because each actor has different levels of projection and singing, so you got to make sure that it's low enough or high enough that everything is getting heard correctly. I hope you guys enjoyed this video on how to avoid missed mic cues during your guys' productions. I'd love to hear about your guys' tricks during your productions to avoid missed mic cues. If you like the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up and also subscribe so you don't miss any other future videos. Also, if you have an idea for a next video, be sure to drop that in the comments below.